likes of the Jinx. And here we are into Champion Select. King going to ban away the Azir. Xiaohu not seeing that one. And the response is going to be the Hecarim here. Cola not on that champion either.
So still targeted bans, sticking to what worked for them last time. And coming to their last ban, will they want to continue the target bans? The Alistar is taken away.
Yeah, and do RNG now ban the Gragas and make sure that King don't get that as a first pick? There are a few other options. Maokai going to be taken off the board here, so Cola, the Rek'Sai gets through. MLXG, he can just hop straight back onto the Gragas, but I guess Huey now has his comfort pick.
Yeah, he's going to be a lot more comfortable than the Lee Sin was into the Gragas. It's got the early pressure that the Lee Sin still had, but it's a little bit safe. You've got a bit more sustain, and you can match what the Gragas does quite well.
Yeah, well, MLXG, no surprises, is going to be locking that one in straight away. Sky now thinking about the Thresh here for Lei. There was a Janna available, but looks like Thresh is going to be the option here for RNG, wanting to go for a little bit more engage potential there on the bottom side of the map. And Whoosh with more engage potential sitting next to him. That's going to be frightening, but Lucian is going to be the priority here by the looks, and RNG going to lock that one away. So the power picks from the last game are still here.
Except for one of them.
Yeah, that's true. Korn thinking about taking away the Fizz.
Wouldn't mind it. It has the capabilities of going mid or top, so there is a chance that that could be done. And the Lucian again, the Lucian and the Gragas both very comfortable. They did so well last game, and those two champions were the big factors on why it went so well for them.
Yeah,
so
true.
Straight away, locking those two in a first priority might play the mind games even onto the side of King, saying, well, that beat us really convincingly.
Well, King, considering the fact that they have been able to mix it up a little bit more, now heading over to a Janna pick, so taking a little bit out of RNG's book there, as Sync Dream is going to be on the Janna. Not exactly a Sync Dream champion that you'd associate with him straight away. It does like to be on a little bit more of an aggressive footing, but of course, any support here in the LPL knows how to play that Janna very, very effectively. Sion being looked at by Xiaohu.
Wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, we'll see whether it's a demonstration of the fact that Sky hasn't necessarily been working on that champion pool quite as much.
Well, I mean, if it still works, it's being banned from a Luca.
That's true. Still copping some bans, and it's going to be locked away here. So first Sion that we're going to see in the LPL for this split, since a few of those nerfs, is going to be going over to Sky. And Lei going to formulate that Wife Steal bottom lane with the Lucian and the Thresh. And they're saving Xiaohu's pick until last. Name thinking about what he wants to bring there into the bottom lane. And I actually quite like Vayne, especially into Lucian. He can dodge out of the way of that piercing light a little bit more effectively with the tumble. But they'll be lacking a heck of a lot of wave clear. There, in fact, is no wave clear on the side of King.
Yeah, that'd be a really rough team if they have to deal with the siege, or if they're trying to siege themselves. So I'll do like Sivir a lot more than the Vayne in that respect. If they go for the Gnar as well, they've got a very strong initiation out of nowhere now. They've got the disengage from the Janna. They've got Rek'Sai, which is a pseudo-engage that you can't see it coming unless he uses the flash. So now you've got the Gnar, you've got that guaranteed engage tool, you've got Sivir to allow it to happen, and you've got wave clear. So it's much more well-rounded than what the Vayne would have been.
Yeah, now Xiaohu, considering what he wants for the mid lane, can just hop straight back on the Lulu if he wants to. And Lei is going to hover that one out for the first time here. But, of course, they can go double AD. Of course, Xiaohu, a fantastic Ezreal mid player if he wants to. Ezreal hasn't changed all that much, but looks like they're more than happy to go with a Lulu pick.
A safe choice into a Fizz as well.
That's true.
You could even go for the Orianna if need be, and then you kind of just want to get through the laning phase against the Fizz, so I do not mind the Lulu pick at all. They've got the Sion, which does quite a lot of tanky initiation. Gragas, we've seen MLXG. I don't even need to explain what he does.
No, don't think so.
He's just amazing. And then you've got Whoosh with the aggression as well. So having the Lulu there kind of complements Whoosh really well. They let him carry, and then you've got a Lulu for shields.
Yeah, and so Sky Decola here in the top lane. Sion into the Gnar. Sion known as being a bit of that lane bully, but haven't seen too much of him just recently. We'll see how Cola does deal with it. Huey on his Pentakill-esque Rek'Sai, and MLXG going to take back his MVP performance there on the Gragas onto the Rift, and we'll see whether he can make it as impactful as it was in the last game. Korn now going to be taking the Fizz, this time into the mid lane, into Xiaohu's Lulu once more. Xiaohu really been favoring this Lulu since heading back into the LPL.
Yeah.
Looks very angry there in his picture as well as Name, very proud looking into Whoosh one more time. Exactly the same matchup now on other sides of the Rift.
Yeah, well, at least they'll be confident with the matchup. Whoosh will probably start with that same aggression. The difference is the supports here. You've got Janna for Sync Dream, and you've got Thresh for Lei M, and it's going to be a lot harder to get through to the Sivir with the double shield comp.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit more lane pressure, but I guess Janna not really known for that. So we'll see how it is going to work out, ladies and gentlemen, as we hop onto the Rift, because of course, you know, Thresh is going to give a little bit more, I guess, playmaking ability, but with the spell shield, you can stop the death sentence, you can possibly avoid a bit of that engage.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot more level 1 as well strength from the Sivir, just because of the raw shield. And that allows the Sivir to trade a lot better, whereas last time they had a Alistar heal, which wasn't really going to do a lot.
No, it certainly wasn't. But ladies and gentlemen, let's waste no more time. Let's hop onto the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, King versus RNG, our second game of the day. King are positioning very defensively towards their own red buff. RNG may actually face check into this one as well. Oh,
the anticipation.
Dear. MLXG. Oh my goodness. Whoosh! Don't do it! Gets knocked up into the air. Look at all of the knockups. The heal comes out. Relentless Pursuit was skilled, but First Blood is going to go down for Name as well. What beautiful positioning. And King already off to a fantastic start.
What are you doing, Whoosh? You're a Lucian. Why are you face checking?
He wasn't even face checking. He was standing next to the brush.
If they are here, they're going to come out and get me. And that's exactly what they did. Destroyed him. He has no heal available now. And Name got the First Blood.
Yeah, already gone back to base. Picked up that longsword there as well. Picked up an extra potion. This Sivir is going to be obnoxious in the lane. And Whoosh, tail between his legs, heading back towards his lane.
It's going to be a lot harder for him now because of the longsword difference in this. Didn't use his pot, thankfully, so he's going to be all right. But the levels that'll mostly come out, the fact that Sivir looks to be even doing the Krugs, maybe just giving it to the Rex. I was going to say the experience difference, as Skye is in the bot lane waiting for them.
Yeah, decimating smash potential onto the King bottom lane is there. We'll see where the Sync Dream's going to cop that one. There it is, fully charged. Sync Dream gets ignited as well. Whoosh going to pick up that kill in answer of Name's First Blood, and 1 for 1 already.
That's amazing. I haven't seen that since the Annie would start there and teleport to lane straight after. That's great. The amount of damage that the Scion Q does is exceptional at this stage of the game, especially against the Janna. So Name's got the First Blood, but the responses come out. I guess the big difference is that Name does have a longsword already, so more damage can come out once Janna returns.
Yeah, already into the lane with that item, so Name going to be sitting in a little bit of a better position. Of course, has gone through one of the potions, but does still have another in his back pocket. And Korn and Xiaohu still fighting one another. Of course, Xiaohu going to have the poke advantage, but Korn might be able to get some sneaky all-ins around this one. And look, we'll see how Skye does on this Scion, because we haven't necessarily seen too much Scion very recently. Of course, does fit into a tanky meta. There's no one more tanky than a Scion.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Why did he fall out of favor? Which nerf was it that really put him out of the top tier of top laners?
Oh, mate, there has been so many nerfs, I couldn't tell you which one exactly has put him out of favor, but I would say the nerf on the damage that the E does, the Raw, was probably one of the biggest factors, because it was a very underrated spell for the damage that it actually deals and the resistances that it takes from you. That, and there is also a bug, I think, in this current patch with Scion doing damage based off someone's total AD with his ult, so he's still quite strong at the moment.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Accidentally calculating the enemy bonus AD when his ult hits, as opposed to his own. Korn going aggressive here onto Xiaohu, but Xiaohu not looking like he's too phased by it whatsoever. MLXG now thinking about heading towards the bottom side of the map. We'll see whether that's going to be, once again, where all the pressure is. Huey is taking his wolves at the moment, so not down there. You can see this time around Name with full control of the lane.
Yeah, they're in a very good position. You can see once Janna returned, and they did get the experience back in, not in their favor, but at the very least even. It's very hard for this Lucian, given the difference in items even. Just the longsword is quite a big deal.
Yeah, Xiaohu Was ganked in the mid lane, but didn't use any of his summoner spells. Not a whole lot. Lulu just very, very strong. Oh, meanwhile in the bottom lane, Name getting down very, very low. The Storm is there from Sync Dream, is still at full health. The RNG members, on the other hand, looking a little bit wounded here as they're going to try and use that Relic Shield in order to get some of that health back. Potions have been used already here for Whoosh. Name has used his last as well. MLXG looking to try and get something done here towards the bottom side. Pink Ward already down for Sync Dream. He's going to spot him out as tries to get over the Howling Gale, but not going to get there. Flash was used by Name, though. That is a big deal here for the RNG bottom lane.
Yeah, not enough trust right there from Name.
Xiaohu in the meantime is very, very low. He's going to fall. Huey locks down the kill with a Prey Seeker in the mid lane. And Korn, he's beginning to get going. Didn't actually pick up the kill, but the fact that he got the assist, now has lane control, that is going to be huge. Whoosh under a little bit of fire here as Decimating Smash is going to come through. MLXG looking for something there as the Piercing Light comes down. There's the flash, and MLXG locks down Name. Lei not going to land the death sentence either, but MLXG continuing his reign of supremacy here from the jungle. Huey answering back a little bit better this time around.
Yeah, managing to get the gank off. Fizz starting to ramp up as well at the moment. 0-0 and 2 has a CS advantage, which isn't massive, but it is ahead in CS against the Lulu, who usually controls the lane quite well, and starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, so to speak, in this top lane at the moment. But at the same time, MLXG doing what he does best, ganking the bot lane. Name wasting that flash quite early on, not actually putting enough faith into his Janna as the support. And Cola's being really aggressive. He's 6.
Yeah, Sky actually going to use his shield there, but dodges out of the way of the last boomerang as Cola is going to head into Mega Gnar form, but Sky has to be careful.
Need to respect that level 6 Gnar, especially with the health you have right now. Sky, starting with the Flask, you don't have a lot of health or tanky stats, just sustain. So after that first recall, Sky will be feeling a lot better.
Yeah, and of course, a Sion at the very early stages of the game doesn't have that passive on his E stacking up just yet, so looking a lot more squishy than you would come about the 20-minute mark. But still staying relevant as far as the farm is concerned. Cola not wanting to move too far up in that lane, just in case there is an MLXG waiting in the wings.
Don't blame him at this stage.
Oh, definitely not.
There has been a whole lot of activity in the bottom, and it's so unfortunate as well that Name didn't put enough trust into Sync Dream's knock-up to stop the Gragas. They spotted him so early with that pink ward too. So having the flash down, MLXG just did the roundabout, just did a circle, came back and used his own flash to get a kill.
Yeah, and it was actually Cola deciding to pick up a very early home guard boots and not using the teleport to get back to the lane, relying on that extra speed to try and get there in time to pick up a few bits of CS. Not actually going to make it there to grab more than about 3 or 4. But it is going to mean that he still has that summoner spell available. Sky not going to use his either. Not even going to use his ultimate to get to the lane, which is something that Scions have done in the past.
They do enjoy that. I enjoy that even. It's great.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Of course, it is going to lose you a very high impact ultimate. So not exactly ideal. Not piercing light on a Sync Dream. Whoosh is very, very good at making sure that he lands that extra damage as a form of harass. Korn now going to try and deal with this creep wave. He's going to do so very easily now that he is level 7. A few points into the Playful Trickster allows him to get that one done. And there is a ward on this dragon, but King are looking for it. Name in a little bit of trouble here as a nice shield comes through, but Whoosh, what are you doing? Over-aggressive players. Yep, there it is. In fact, MLXG coming around as well. Oh, Korn and Huey, they want to find something here. MLXG trying to get there. The fish is down onto Lei. The teleport from Sky as well, as Whoosh trying to keep himself safe. There's the death sentence onto Korn as Whoosh has to get out of there. Decimating Smash finds no one. Xiaohu, though, burning down his Korn, and they're going to lock down the kill with an auto attack from Lei. And RNG just protecting their AD carry and picking up the kills on the, I guess, overly aggressive members of King.
It was a very aggressive decision. I'm not sure if they wanted to go through the river or if they wanted to dive. And by the time they'd made the decision and got to the turret, MLXG was already there. He's so good at reacting and timing his paths to be at the right place at the right time. Hits the 3-man explosive cask, followed by the death sentence and flay, and then Lulu managed to get there already. Fizz had a lot of control of mid. He had a slight CS advantage, about 8 CS, and forcing Lulu to stay in lane, which is very weird to see, but that's how much pressure he's putting down right now. But given that Lulu can get there in time and still be able to pick up the kills with his side, RNG do not die easily is the best way to put it.
Yeah, the whimsy, so useful. You can see King there stopping some backs here in the bottom side of the map. They're going to get a whole lot of extra free time with this turret. Continuing to form a bit of a CS advantage is Name. Woosh did a decent job trying to catch up. Of course, picking up that BF sword going to be a big deal, and now has an item advantage as well. Name can possibly head back and pick up his BF sword next time around, but the first dragon is going to fall in favor of King without a response here from RNG.
Yeah, no chance for them to have the response. Everything was down. They just used everything to secure a kill, and then they didn't have the time or the ability to rotate from that to the dragon. So really, really nice decision to go for it on the fly. They had all the numbers available, so very smart again.
Yeah, Woosh just going to clear out this minion wave. Pickaxe and BF sword in answer to Name's equal items. Actually sold his longsword here just to make sure that he could grab that BF sword as well. So
That's
perfectly even items, apart from the boots that Name now has.
Yeah, the fact that he has boots and sold his longsword is an interesting decision, because the longsword is just effective damage, but he's opted for move speed and to sell the Yeah,
selling an item when he probably will want to build a longsword item. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Because Last Whisper is generally pretty good, as is anything that builds out of a longsword most of the time. Probably doesn't want to Ravenous Hydra, but he's got a few other options when it comes to that one. So odd choice. Name known for being able to go back to the shop and picking up exactly what he wants. So knowing that wasn't going to wait around, needed to have that BF sword power spike as soon as possible.
Yeah, I guess that would be the only explanation that I could come up with also. So going to have a lot of items. It's matched besides the boots in favor of Sivir. Up against the Lucian, you need that mobility.
Yeah, Boomerang doing a lot of damage here to Woosh, who's playing very aggressively, able to take some lanterns out in order to get to safety, but you can see Name able to position very, very well. Also, health potions now in favor of Name as well here in the bottom lane. Woosh has eaten all of his.
Not a massive difference in CS, not a massive difference in gold.
No. About 300 in favor of RNG here, as Name is going to use a nice spell shield. Get out of that death sentence. Lay picking up some souls, and RNG okay with their position here on the bottom side, but it's nowhere near what they had as far as a level of control in the last game. We'll see whether Name can carry his team forward off the back of this one. Whether it's going to get, again, too hard off the back of some plays from MLXG. Huey waiting around, wanting to get some pressure onto Xiaohu, but very difficult to kill a Lulu.
Well, it's funny, last game, the reason there was so much pressure in favor of MLXG is because Huey was trying to make these plays. And speaking of...
Yeah, actually, there's the explosive cast onto Korn. Xiaohu looking to try and get some pressure down. The Glitterlance doing a little bit of work. Wild Growth still available. MLXG going to take that one. Oh, Huey falling down super low, but does manage to flash out of the way. Lei picks up the kill in the end. It's Korn down to about 400 health. The barrel over the wall as well, but Kola, he's made his way in. Name flashes under the tower. Flayed back as well, as Xiaohu able to get some damage down. Oh my goodness. Almost locks down the kill. Unstoppable Onslaught is not available, as Death Sentence is not going to find Kola either. Does get the knock up to Sky, but just wasn't there in time.
Yeah, the entirety of that fight was getting there in time. Janna almost there at the perfect time to save Huey from going down, but it was so close. Just unfortunately, he did go down. Everything used from RNG from that point on to escape. All of the flashes down. Lulu almost picking up a kill, and Name with the aggressive flash to secure a kill there. Did get one and managed to get out by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, Sky almost with his Sunfire Cape completed as well. Balmy Cinder is there just to make sure that he can split push in this lane as well as possible, but we'll have to see this Scion around for more team fights. Of course, that's what a Scion is picked for, to be able to be that tanky monster in the front line, just disrupting everything with his bevy of CC. Hasn't necessarily been working out just yet. Has headed back towards the top side. Now going to back away and pick up some items. And Name farming out the bottom lane. Korn picking up a blue buff. So far, everything just calming down once again. But you can see the gold entirely even after that skirmish.
It feels like RNG play their best when they're reacting to what their opposition is doing. So you've got King trying to really push the aggression onto them with these ganks from the jungler of Huey. I'm MLXG, generally speaking, besides right now because he's on a ward, in the right place at the right time to be able to counter gank. And that's where they found their lead from in the last game. This game, not as much aggression from Huey. and a lot of MLXG trying to make plays himself and not really getting the most successful plays out of it. So maybe he wants to look to continue to counter gank or be in the face of what Huey's doing. It seems we were MLXG shined and the rest of the team follows.
Yeah, well, it is going to be that getting them into the fight as Name
no.
taking a whole lot of damage. That is going to be the culling securing the kill as Sync Dream down to about 400 health as well, but after the Dark Passage, MLXG easily able to secure what he wanted, but double teleports coming through. Cola landing some nice boomerangs here as well. Whoosh able to get to safety. MLXG is going to eat a fish now, as well as Monsoon from Sync Dream soaking up so much damage, but after it's been broken, Sky just being a massive menace in the front line. The knockups from everyone. Decimating Smash. Huey in a fair bit of trouble. The Whimsy shield from Xiaohu here as well as Whoosh. Now going to be taking up the turret. Probably not they want here as Pre-Seeker going to deal some damage as well. RNG, 2 quick kills. Lots
of teleports, lots of rotations, but not a whole lot of kills right there. It is 2 quick kills. They're going to be able to get out quite all right at the end of it. And really, it felt like it was building up to this massive fight where not a whole lot came from it. But the start of it was MLXG doing exactly what I said he shouldn't be doing and getting successful gank call.
Yeah, and was it actually, did Sync Dream fall down eventually in that fight, or was it only 1 kill? Am I actually losing my mind?
Actually, yeah, it was just the 1, I think.
I think it was just Name.
Yep.
Okay, so 1 kill. RNG are going to be ahead in gold by about 300, but this game is super close. Corn continuing to just try and clear out some minion waves here in the mid lane. 0, 1, and 3, so not necessarily having any solo plays here in the mid, but King have position around this dragon. That one's going to be going down relatively quickly, but RNG, they have something to say about it. Ward is over the side as Huey looking to try and lock this one down. Slowed down by the barrel.
Whoa.
There's the death sentence as well as Huey taking a whole lot of damage. Explosive cask locked down again as Korn. He does find the fish onto Xiaohu. The wild growth is going to be there. There's the Nah heading over the top. Xiaohu's going to get taken down first. Howling Gale across 3 as well as Whoosh locks down a double kill, but he's going to fall eventually. Double for Name as well. It's turning around. Cola's going to get locked down. The double for MLXG. Sync Dream is getting melted by the culling, but is going to survive in the end. And I don't know how RNG did it, but they locked down that team fight after a wonderful ult from Cola.
Cola hitting the amazing Gnar ult. So good and almost securing the rest of his team in an easy fight, but straight away the death sentence going down onto Name, trapping him in a bad position where he was able to take free damage from Whoosh and the rest of RNG. MLXG hitting another amazing explosive cask as well, knocking Huey into them and making it a 4v5 from the start of the fight. So all of these ults, even though they're going so well, they were remembered down from the start of the fight. We're going to have another look at it. That hook was amazing. Followed up by the explosive cask, and then Huey's gone. You've got the fish that comes through at the moment. Cola just hits Mega Knight and uses it while in mid-air jumping. And this looks like it's starting to go well for King, but here you go, Decimating Smash and the Thresh Hook, locking Name up, and from there, the rest of RNG just start to run over what's left of King. This culling's so close too.
Yeah, really, really close. And of course, it was RNG just knowing the fact that as soon as Name was dead, that was the damage done. There was no more damage left to be coming out from the King lineup, and able to lock that one down. They may lose this outer turret, will RNG, as the first turret for King is going to fall down here on the bottom side of the map. Mid, of course, has already gone here from King, as Name probably wants to auto-attack it a couple of times. Come on, Name. Hit it.
One more minion has to die before he's happy.
Yeah, maybe 2. Oh, not going to get 2 as it's going to aggro onto the cannon creep. Takes a little bit too long, ladies and gentlemen, as Sky is going to burn this one down, the explosion from the shield. Lots of wave clear available for a Scion, but watching this guy do stuff is largely like a wet noodle.
It's largely or entirely?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to say entirely.
Completely.
Yeah, Soul Furnace explodes. Decimating Smash.
Things
do your buttons on the minion wave.
No one's losing health.
No. This guy's losing... He lost a health, I think.
A single bar?
And health. He lost an health. But blue buff is up. Xiaohu probably wants to pick that one up. Korn going to sweep out some vision, and Huey is going to lock down these Raptors. Of course, Korn still with a decent amount of CS here in the mid lane. 5 ahead of the Lulu, who now has secured the 40% CDR. Now has a blasting wand in the back pocket as well. Going once again for that Rabbiden's Death Cap. Decimating Smash on a collar underneath the turret. But of course, there's a lot of armor already built up for this Scion. not going to be too worried. There's not a whole lot of magic damage. Of course, Korn not going to have a whole lot of AoE unless he can get the fish in the perfect position and maybe just Trickster on top of people's faces very well. But itemizing for pure armor means that Sky's going to basically ignore the entire team and just be really, really frustrating.
Well, yeah, and Korn's not going to be going for the Scion either. If Korn's going for Sky, then there might be something wrong with this team fight.
Yep, true.
And saying that your only magical damage carry, though he's stacking armor, and in a way, it's not a bad decision to go for the Scion, but if you're having a full team fight, you definitely want to get Whoosh out of there as soon as possible. So you're able to itemize full armor here on the Scion, because you can assume that in most team fights, he's not going to be hitting you, is Korn.
No, and that's why I was sort of mentioning the AoE, because of course, if inherently Sky gets hit by that after, like, as Whoosh is getting destroyed, maybe that's how it's going to work, but look, he will be building a Spirit Visage relatively soon, I could imagine. Or might even go for that Banshee's Veil. But now just has a whole lot of ingredients, possibly going towards that Frozen Heart as his first option, and then into the Sunfire Cape, unless he's just going to leave it as that Balmy Cinder. King clearing out some vision. Whoosh and Lei hanging around in this brush. Ooh, Name gets caught by another hook, but Whoosh not reacting to it quite in time here. As the flash over from Name, so much extra damage. And he just knew exactly what he was capable of there. The heal's going to come out. Lei tries to pick up the kill. He's going to secure it. And it's going to be the Na picking up the kill onto the Thresh as well. But Name maybe a little bit overly aggressive as Korn does whiff the fish there just a little bit as Xiaohu's coming in. And Rek'Sai just, yep, Huey, hi.
G'day.
Yeah.
That was an interesting fight in the bot lane. Thresh managing to make a kill out of it too. So having the Ignite available, getting that Flay extra auto attack damage and hitting the hook at the start of it all. Name over-aggressive, but did pick up the kill as well.
Yeah, and it was interesting from Whoosh, not actually committing straight away. What we've commended this RNG lineup on is the fact that Whoosh and Lei are just very, very well coordinated together, always have been. It's not exactly been something that we've never said before as far as when they were playing for the King lineup. But that time, I mean, Whoosh was just sort of, I don't know, checking his phone.
Well, he knew he couldn't fight, I think, was what he was doing right there. The difference in items at the moment, you have to have a look, is a static Shiv to what is almost a static Shiv, but not quite there.
Yeah, true.
So the hook went out, but when the hook went out, there was no time to do damage during the duration of the hook. The spell shield was going to be available afterwards, so there was no point actually following that up. Instead, Sivir noticed this, used the ultimate, and caught him out.
Yeah, flashed over the wall as well, making sure that Whoosh had nowhere to go. Sky, once again, just clearing out some minion waves. It's a whole heap of gold. Managed to grab for himself. Frozen Heart is now completed.
Looks like a Thorn Mail too.
Oh my goodness. The Scion is going to get to a point where he's basically unkillable. But is he going to be doing enough for the team while he's not dying? That's the question. Team fights have been looking pretty good here for RNG though, as they've secured the most recent dragon. Made sure that they've got to 1-for-1 on that front. So 3,000 gold is now the lead. And RNG, can they continue what they started in the last game? MLXG this time around, only 80% kill participation, so nowhere near as 100% of last game. But this time it's Whooshin, or Whoosh, who's sitting at 100%, 4-2-6.
Yeah, almost exclusively. Oh,
yeah,
no,
Lei as
just
well.
the bot lane. They've been involved with everything in both games, really.
Yeah.
These two are the enablers of their entire team. They're the carries, and you can see why MLXG puts so much pressure into this bot lane, and Sky teleports, and even Zhao, who rotated once for a fight there. And you can see he's playing a support-style mid laner. You've got the tank top, tank jungle. It's all on the back of this bot lane and their kill presence.
Yeah, and a whole lot of the damage is going to be focused onto Whoosh here as well for the late game team fights, as MLXG has got position around this dragon. Of course, vision is available for King as well. And Xiaohu just going to clear out this mid. And MLXG looking to try and get something started. Explosive Cask is going to be there. There's the flash into the body slam. Explosive Cask as well. Huey going to get destroyed. The box is down for Lei, and they get the pick on the jungler. Might just transition straight into a dragon.
MLXG is just so good at this game. He body slams, cancels the Rek'Sai, sorry. He's done it twice this game alone.
Yeah.
Stopping the tunnels from just using the body slam. Ults them back into the rest of his team. And that has happened twice on separate occasions as well. So completely outplaying his jungle opponent here.
Yeah, and then making sure the King can't fight over the dragon. They don't have an extra smite in their top laner, so Kola is going to be using the flash and teleport instead. So RNG, they just knew the fact that they could take that one down. Now going to transition into this bottom outer turret as well. The whole outer ring is going to go down, and King not going to be able to catch the Lucian as he takes that Dark Passage to safety. And once again, things going well for RNG.
One small misplay of positioning gets them caught out of position from a great play from MLXG. Results in the Dragon, results in the bottom turret. No one dies for this besides a single member from King.
Yeah.
All of these rotations are very smart and very calm almost from the side of RNG. They're playing exceptionally well.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of assists here on the same at the same time. So RNG playing very, very well as a unit. So, you know, 6 assists apiece, apart from Lei, who's picked up 8. So really, really going well.
Korn starting to ramp up in damage as well. He had the Sheen early, but straight for the needlessly large rod as the second item, most likely going for that Zhonya's Hourglass. Because everybody in this game is stacking armor against the opposition team.
Yeah, and he might... Do you think Luden's Echo is a good idea on a Fizz?
I think it's fine. You're going to be doing lots of damage, and you've got reasonably low cooldowns because most Fizzers go for the Morellos and the Lucidity.
Yeah.
So you have pretty much 40% CDR from Rune's Masteries and items, from the 2 items. Luden's Echo is going to get used a lot, but you'd also need the Zhonyas much more than you would need a Luden's Echo because you're in their face, and that is how you team fight. So get that Zhonyas first at the very least, and then you've already got the Sheen because you need that, so it's going to be a Lich Bane. You're starting to run out of item slots if you want a Death Cap or a Void Staff.
Yeah, it's a good point. But Jahu is going to carry a fish over the wall here as well. Does ult himself up, but Name locks down the kill. MLXG now might be in trouble. Uses the explosive cast to try and get Name out of the fight. MLXG trying to run. He's very tanky. Does, in fact, have the Locket of the Iron Solari for an extra shield as well. Sky, massive amounts of CC as Korn down to about 400 health. There's the culling coming through as well as Lei is going to be out of... Oh, the hook onto Name. Whoosh takes the Lantern back in as well, but he gets destroyed. Way too aggressive there, Korn. Burning down now. Sky on full health as MLXG trying to get back into this fight. It's a 2-for-1, but Name's dead. It's a lot of the damage down.
I think he just wanted to keep the 100% kill participation there. Yep. Way too deep. Did pick up the target. The target has gone down in Name, but Whoosh is going to be the trade for it. That was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
And you have to say, Lei did a fantastic hook right there, and Sky with the knock-up as well enabled that all to happen. The culling did a bit of damage, but Sky and Lei right there, amazing work.
Yeah, really well played. And that's all off the back of Xiaohu getting caught out there in the mid lane as well. Imagine what would have happened there if RNG were fighting on equal terms at that stage with the Lulu there. And let's have a look at this one again as Sky, a fair bit of damage with that Soul Furnace.
We get the culling come straight out here. Name, notice, used the spell shield for 1 block of the culling. So the hook hits. Whoosh just being Whoosh gets caught in a very bad position. Korn barely makes it out alive, and the rest of King, with that hook being very unlucky, can just walk away.
Yeah, 9-12 now in favor of RNG. They're still ahead by about 4,000 gold as Whoosh does have that 3-item spike now, evening it out with Name. Static Shivs and Last Whisper Infinity Edges already completed by both of these AD carries. Similar scorelines as well, and the CS very, very even. You have to think that the gold probably going to be sitting on a little bit of a similar mark. MLSG going to get knocked up a little bit by Huey here, but might just take the Lantern. There he is. Oh, Korn and Cole are looking to try and pick something up as Cole is going to get knocked into the wall with the explosive cast, but King unable to find anything there as the culling comes through from Whoosh. Interesting. Of course, Korn able to dodge out of the way of that one with the Playful Trickster, but sending a message is the Lucian.
They did send a message there. It was get away from my teammates, basically, and not a whole lot going to come from that, besides the Grag Assault, which is now down.
Yeah, explosive cast on cooldown, but of course not known for having a massively high one of those. Does have a bit of cooldown reduction in his build as well, about 20% sitting there from the Lock of the Iron Solari, and of course the Glacial Shroud that's there. MLXG might be looking to go towards that Frozen Heart as his next option. And look, we'll see what happens. Sky has a Spectre's Cowl now, so a bit of magic resist. Not going to be taking too much damage from Korn now as well, although you did mention the fact that it's probably not going to be happening. Static Shiv procs. Not going to be whittling down this Scion to any high level.
No. This Scion has the Thornmail finished as well. Hits that big spike, working on what looks to be a Banshees or a Spirit Visage next as well, and has the Barmies, which is the making of a Sunfire. And once these items are finished, probably even just the next item, once the Spectre's Cowl becomes the Banshees, it's going to be the signal to go for this side of RNG. They're going to have an immovable front line right there. They've got the Locket from Gragas. MLXG is not going to die anytime soon, that's for sure. He does have enough armor in the W passive to sustain him. They've got the Scion, who's just going to be infinitely tanky from here on out. Lulu's getting very close. Has the makings of a Luden's Echo from the looks of it, unless she wants the Lich Bane. And I think once that is finished, you've got the last Whisper. It'll probably be a Bloodthirster. Once this next item spike comes from Lulu, that'll be the big sign that they're ready to fight, because they need magic damage against this armor stacking.
Ooh, 3 seconds until the Dragon King have already set up a bit of a gank brush here. Lei might be in trouble, is thinking about checking that one out. We'll see if RNG are going to take this bait. Throws in the Lantern. And King being very, very patient. They've swept out the vision. The King's still sitting there.
They really want it.
They do. It looks like RNG are going to give up this Dragon because they just didn't want to take the risk. And it's intelligent. If they had walked into that, it would have been almost definite death. Dragon is going to go down. That's 2 apiece now for both of these teams. 6,000 gold the lead in favor of RNG, but this inner turret is going to fall down. Xiaohu trying to take it down with the last hit, but not going to get there as King transition over towards this mid area. MLXG just being a chunky Gragas here in the mid lane.
They didn't opt to fight for that Dragon, so they're not looking to the Dragon as their avenue of winning this game. They didn't really feel the need to do that. They can just let Scion split. He has the teleport available, and there's no way that either of those top laners are going to kill each other. So the advantage is most likely to Sky because of the wave clear that he has compared to the Gnar, which is very hard to use the wave clear unless you want to be a Mega Gnar, in which case you want to be teleporting anyway, or it's going to run out and then Scion's going to have control again. So it's becoming a bit of side lane control and a bit of rotational play and mind games almost on where they're going to be and when.
Oh, Korn actually going aggressive onto MLXG. Takes a little bit of damage, but that Locket of the Iron Slurry is helping him out here. MLXG now looking for his opportunity to head in there. Culling going to be used by Whoosh as he deters any members of King from hanging around this inner turret. They are going to be able to lock that one down for the 4th of RNG's game. Top lane is shoving in here for RNG as well. They might be able to make some sort of a play as Sky is heading around from the bottom side of the map. The rest converging now on the mid lane.
Here he goes.
Yeah, there's the unstoppable onslaught as he launches his way into the fight. Huey, we're just going to check him out for a moment, but Sync Dream's going to fall down. Kohler trying to build the rage as Korn down to about half health. There's Azonya's Hourglass as well. Lots of damage going off here as RNG members are falling down. The double stun into the wallop as well from Kohler as he's trying to get some work in here. Lei very, very low. MLXG able to get out of this fight, but Whoosh, he's at full health. Kohler now in trouble, gets a decent stun there, but the Relentless Pursuit, so aptly named, gonna net a double kill here for Whoosh as Nami trying to run away. The Whimsy down. Xiaohu is gonna be able to pick up the kill. The laser not strong enough. And man, this RNG lineup just ripping through King, and their team fight has been what's been winning them every game in this series.
Well, they hit that big item spike. You got a needlessly large rod on Lulu, and you've got Scion who's now finished that Banshee's Veil. It was time for them to go. And they're getting quite low in this Baron pit. In fact, Lei is 1 hit.
Yeah, Lei almost falling down here. Xiaohu might be in trouble, but they lock down the Baron buff. Wild Growth still available for Xiaohu, and Huey's trying to tunnel his way out of here. There's the help picks. Glitterlance is going to go down, and Xiaohu just demonstrating that he's pretty good at Lulu.
Also demonstrating how irritating Lulu can, in fact, be.
Yeah, or is whenever Xiaohu's playing her.
Well, yes. Amazing work, getting the Baron, utilizing their spikes, their item spikes, their timing around the map, and finding a Scion ult, instantly destroying Sync Dream. And there was nothing Name could do that entire time. The Scion has a Thorn Mail, and you can't kite and auto attack at the same time, so you're left just running away.
Yeah, and there was no way that Sky was dying. He's just looking like he's not really going down to any low health values at all. You saw in that Baron pit, everyone else was losing health because they're standing behind the Baron and you take consistent damage then.
Just laughing
and Sky's just sort of like, oh, hey, I'm a Scion. Not taking any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, there could have been better ways for you to explain that he wasn't taking damage.
I felt like with, yeah, it's sort of
not what
sing-song.
Scion sounds like, though.
Oh, a little bit.
Not like 1%?
1%? I'll take that.
I'll go 1%.
About as accurate as I generally am. Lock it in. 11,000 gold now the lead for RNG. They are definitely on top of this game. Able to take down 5 turrets now as well. The inner and the bottom lane the only one standing outside of the base of King. They do have some decent wave clear. So Name making sure that he picked that one up on the Sivir instead of picking the Vayne like he wanted to. 15 CS in the lead is Sky as well as he's finished the Sunfire Cape. Very, very late in this game, but 0-0-11. It's almost the ideal scoreline for a Scion here. You don't want to be taking too much of the money, but you want to be involved.
Yeah, 0-0-11. Great scoreline for a Scion, in fact.
What secret agent was that?
Very hard for him to take kills at all because he's only building tankiness. So
that's true. That's true. Sunfire Cape burning people down, though. You know, he's got some abilities.
From what we have seen, Whoosh is a very big fan of getting the kills himself. And we've got the Death Cap now done from Lulu. Yep. We've got the Bloodthirster finished here on the side of Whoosh. All of these items that have finished. Sunfire even on the Scion, like he needed any more tanky stats.
Yeah.
Now is probably the time. Get the blue buffs, get your elixirs even if need be, and push an advantage that you already have that is 12,000 gold. Just pick a lane and just go to the lane and win the game would be the next plan of attack if you can do that.
Yeah, see what you can do.
Give it a go.
Yep. Whoosh, not at 100% good participation now. A little bit sad, only at 15 out of 17, but look, it's okay. It's not all about that, but still massively high for all of the players here on this map. You generally expect for a few more things to happen outside of a team fight, but it does seem to be RNG always positioning themselves in a way that they can get to that point. Sky now sitting on about 4,000 health with ridiculous amounts of armor as well, and Huey and Cola cannot hope to kill him.
Oh, there's
in any time under 3 minutes.
Yeah, there's no chance that they're going to get a kill up on this. They're left alone to their own devices for the next...
Oh, they're going for something here. The ult's available for Sky, so just wanders away.
He doesn't need to press a button.
No,
he's just going to walk away and...
Uses his right click.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he did that button.
Yeah, one. That's not bad.
Yeah, may have pressed that earlier.
So the rest of the lanes are just being pushed in at the moment. They're not looking to group just yet. They're looking to get control of all 3 lanes so that their only wave clear in the Sivir has to be at one of them. And it's most likely going to be where all the enemy champions are, and then you can pressure the other second and third lanes. We've got Lulu, who's actually really good at split pushing. Sky, who's not going to take any damage and can just sit somewhere. And now they've got 3 dragons, they move faster.
Yeah. A little bit of extra movement speed there. Is Sky going to shoot some minions through some other minions? And MLXG going to hang around here as well, just help clear out this minion wave. RNG looking to try and pick up the last remaining outside turret as the inner might be falling down. Huey is going to find MLXG, but he takes next to 0 damage as the death sentence is going to go slightly wide here as well. There's a lot of tanky members here in the front line on both sides, just taking no damage. Ultimate still available for Sky if they want to try some sort of dive. Sky's realizing that he's taking no damage at all from anything ever.
I think he's noticed.
He has most definitely noticed. There's, in fact, the Locket of the Iron Solari going to be used here by MLXG. Lots of shields down, as there's the hook onto Collar as well, but he's got Mega Gnar there looking to try and get something started. Oh, Whoosh gets out of the way, but it's a 4-man Gnar as RNG are looking so tanky, but not Whoosh. And he's going to get taken down at the beginning of this fight. There's a Monsoon from Sing Dream trying to get everyone back to high health. King not losing a member just yet, but MLXG going to make me eat my words as now Huey getting taken down very, very low. He's going to fall. Kohler as well. He's going to get decimated. Xiaohu with so much damage. And man, they turn it around even without their sort of MVP Whooshin as far as the damage is concerned.
There's just so many tanks right here. Even the Lulu is like a pseudo tank with the shields that the initiation was
How is Sky at that health after a team fight?
Because he doesn't take a single point of damage whatsoever. In fact, he loses mana quicker than he loses health in team fights.
Yeah, he's got to watch out. Got to head back to base, otherwise you're going to lose all your mana, Sky.
Thankfully, he has teleport and flash and anything else that he could ever need. But that fight was great from Cola. Like, it started the fight at the right time. Rek'Sai initiating.
Cola's had some good moments.
Followed by Cola's ult. It was perfect. Again, it hit all of the members except one, but that one member, Whoosh, was being destroyed by the Fizz. So it was a great start to the fight. The thing is, and we've just touched on this for the past 5 minutes or so, they're not taking damage. The only one that is taking damage is Whoosh, and once he died, it was a slow fight where they bled out the rest of King. One hook goes onto Name. Name dies to all of these tanks, and you start to feel quite useless as an AD carry in this.
Yeah, you do. And Lei now on 20 out of 21 as well as far as the kill participation. Let's look at it again, though.
You ready for the longest replay in history?
Yep, I'm ready.
It's going to start.
I want to see when Name died, though.
Well, watch Hui here. He starts with the flash, followed by Cola. Massive ult. The same time at the bottom of the map is Korn destroying Whoosh. So he goes down straight away. And all that is left from RNG is tanks and a Lulu who's going to assist tanks perfectly.
Oh, Name spell shielded the explosive cask as well.
Well, the fact that the spell shield is down, though, allows this hook to come out shortly after. Catches Nami out of position. Everyone just slowly gets bled out and dies.
Yeah, but another team fight is erupting here as well. Beautiful Zonya's Hourglass from Korn, but oh my gosh, that was almost exactly the right timing there from late. That would have been very, very difficult to do, but not going to get there in the end. Name just going to clear out the rest of this minion wave. The rest of RNG going to head towards the Baron buff now. Sky can tank it forever, so they can think about doing that as MLXG is going to body slam his way over the wall. Very, very fast is this Fat Man with the Whimsy on him as Cola might take a bit of damage here. Oh, Sync Dream. He's the squishy member that they can try and take down. Oh, Cola trying to get some work done, but he's going to die before Mega Nut comes in. Huey now as well, down to about 1,000 health. He's going to fall. Whoosh locks down that kill. Fish just hanging around in the mid lane, not doing anything at all. Wild Growth onto Zhao. Name trying to get some work done, but Sky flashes on him and explodes. Korn now trying to do some work, but he's going to fall. The clean ace for RNG. They're going to try and take down the turret in the mid lane, but I think they may as well just win the game. Nexus turret's now falling down. Explosive cask going to be used because MLXG had it off cooldown. And again, brilliant performance from the Gragas. RNG looking like they didn't have to change up their playstyle, and they win this time by 20,000 gold at the 40-minute mark. Yeah, just a casual amount of gold, and they just look so solid at the moment. Everything is cool, calm, and collected from the side of RNG, and they waited till they were far enough ahead. They felt confident with their item spikes, and the timing in the game felt right. Yeah. And they just completely whitewashed their opposition here. And what is it, 2-0 sweep now? Yeah, 2-0 sweep here for RNG, looking fantastic. First time they've managed to pick that one up, so it is going to be a loss, a tie, and a 2-0 sweep for this team, evening out their scoreline in 3-3 now in the LPL. So RNG managing to pick up their first sweep, but they'll have to try a little bit harder against some of the other teams. Of course, we've seen King floundering a little bit at the beginning of this, and now 0-6. It's not a good start. No, it's not a good start at all. They do need to find their stride. They need to start coming into this with a new approach, perhaps, and look at what they're doing wrong and attack that directly. Yeah. Change up the play style, change up the team comps, perhaps, but RNG look really strong, and that Scion was an immovable object. He was, and Sky sort of demonstrating the fact that, yes, his champion pool might be an issue still. I see why it's banned against the Luca. Yeah, I see why it is too, because he just, like, if there's any sort of full tank player, it was a Luca and Pokemon from last split. And Pokemon, of course, not playing for IG anymore, but yeah, Aluka definitely still able to do it. And we can see that Sky, that Scion did not take damage at all that game. No, not one piece of damage. Way too tanky. And the fact that he could stack armor kind of helped a bit. The fact they could all stack armor helped a lot. Yeah, that was very, very true. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our first series. The second is going to be coming up right after this short break as Invictus Gaming going to be taking on Xiaogo.